Hotels are supposed to feel temporary. You arrive, you sleep, you leave. No attachments, no history, just a room that's been cleaned, reset, and handed to the next stranger. But sometimes a hotel room remembers. These are four true hotel horror stories. Real events where people checked in expecting rest and left with memories they still struggle to talk about. The first story happened during a business trip. A woman traveling alone checked into a mid-range hotel near an airport. Nothing fancy, nothing sketchy. The lobby was bright, the staff polite. Her room was on the seventh floor, at the end of a long hallway. That night, she woke up around 2:30 a.m. to the sound of running water. At first, she thought it was her bathroom. She got up, checked the sink, the shower, the toilet. Everything was dry. As she stood there, the sound stopped. She went back to bed. Minutes later, it started again. Louder this time, like water rushing through pipes behind the walls. She called the front desk. They told her no other rooms nearby were occupied and promised to send maintenance in the morning. Around 4 a.m., she woke up again, this time to the feeling of someone watching her. Her door was still locked, the deadbolt untouched, but the bathroom light was on. She knew she had turned it off. Frozen in bed, she watched the light flicker slightly. Then she noticed something else. The bathroom mirror was fogged. There was a single handprint on it. When she screamed, hotel security had arrived within minutes. They searched the room, found nothing, no forced entry, no explanation. She checked out at sunrise. Weeks later, she learned from a former employee that her room had been taken out of rotation multiple times over the years. Guests kept reporting water sounds and someone breathing near the bathroom at night. No one ever stayed long enough to complain twice. The second story comes from a couple celebrating their anniversary. They booked a historic hotel in an old city, the kind advertised as charming, vintage, and full of character. Their room had antique furniture, thick curtains, and a heavy wooden wardrobe bolted to the wall. On the first night, everything was fine. On the second night, the husband noticed the wardrobe door was slightly open. He closed it. An hour later, it was open again. They joked about old hinges, maybe warped wood. He closed it again, this time pushing harder. Later that night, the wife woke up to the sound of whispering. Not loud, not clear, just soft enough to be unsettling. She nudged her husband, asking if he heard it too. He did. The whispering was coming from inside the wardrobe. They turned on the lights. The room was silent. The wardrobe door was closed. The husband opened it quickly. Nothing inside, just hangers and empty space. They tried to sleep. At 3:17 a.m., the wardrobe door slammed open on its own. Inside, etched faintly into the back panel, were scratch marks, long, uneven lines that looked old. Too old to be from recent guests. They demanded a room change the next morning. The staff didn't argue. They didn't even ask why. The third story took place in a budget motel off a highway. A man driving cross-country stopped late at night, exhausted. The motel was cheap, dimly lit, and nearly empty. He took the key, parked outside his door, and went inside. The room smelled strongly of bleach. He assumed it had just been cleaned. As he unpacked, he noticed something odd. The mattress sat slightly crooked, as if it had been moved recently. Under the bed, he saw a large suitcase shoved deep against the wall. He didn't touch it. Something about it felt wrong. That night, he woke up to the sound of breathing. Slow, controlled. Too close. He lay still, listening. The sound wasn't coming from outside. It was coming from beneath the bed. Heart racing, he reached for his phone, turned on the flashlight, and aimed it downward. The suitcase was gone. In its place, he saw an eye staring back at him. He ran. Police later discovered a man had been hiding in the room, using it between stays to avoid suspicion. The motel had failed to properly check rooms after previous guests. The man under the bed was arrested. The traveler never stayed in a motel again. The fourth story is the hardest to forget. A family checked into a large resort hotel for a vacation. Everything seemed perfect. Pool, buffet, entertainment. Their room was spacious, overlooking the city. On the second night, their young daughter told them she didn't want to sleep near the window. When asked why, she said the man comes back when it's dark. They assumed it was a nightmare. The next morning, they noticed the balcony door was unlocked. They locked it. That night, the daughter screamed. They rushed in to find her pointing at the balcony. There, she said, he's watching again. No one was there. Security reviewed footage. Nothing unusual. On the final night, the father woke up early and stepped onto the balcony for air. Below, several floors down, he saw a narrow ledge connecting balconies, something he hadn't noticed before. A ledge someone could climb. They checked out immediately. Years later, news broke of a man arrested for accessing hotel rooms via exterior ledges, watching families through glass doors before moving on. The family recognized the hotel instantly. Hotels promise comfort, privacy, safety, but they also host thousands of strangers, each leaving something behind, sometimes just memories, sometimes something darker. So the next time you check into a room and lock the door, take a moment. Check the bathroom. Check the wardrobe. Check under the bed. And if something feels off, trust it.